What if I told you there's a force out there that can turn even small, regular savings into some serious wealth over time? It's been called a wonder of the world. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the magic behind it all, the power of compounding.
You know, this idea is so powerful that Albert Einstein himself supposedly called it the eighth wonder of the world. And this quote just nails it, right? You either get it and you earn it, or you don't and you end up paying it to someone who does. Our goal today? To make sure you are squarely on the earning side of that equation.
So what is this thing, really? Let's just forget all the complicated math for a second. At its heart, compounding is just incredibly simple. It's your profit earning its own profit. Think of it like a snowball rolling downhill. It just keeps picking up more snow and getting bigger and bigger, all on its own.
Okay, theory is one thing, but let's see how this actually plays out in the real world. To do that, we're going to follow the investment journey of a guy we'll call Hassan.
So, Hassan starts his journey. He decides to invest in company A. He buys 200 shares and they cost him 100 rupees each. So his total initial investment is 20,000 rupees. This right here, this is his starting snowball.
Now, Company A is doing well, so it decides to share some of its profits with investors like Hassan. This is called a dividend. For every single share he owns, he gets 5 rupees. Since he has 200 shares, after 1 year, boom, he gets a cash payment of 1,000 rupees. Pretty cool, right?
And this, right here, is where the magic really starts. Hassan doesn't just take that 1,000 rupees and go spend it. Nope, he puts it right back to work. He uses that money to buy even more shares. This creates this incredible, powerful cycle, and you're about to see just how fast that cycle can build momentum. Okay, so in year 1, Hassan takes his 1,000 rupees and reinvests it, getting 9 more shares. He now owns 209. So the next year, he's not just earning dividends on his original 200 shares, he's earning on all 209. That gets him 1,254 rupees, which he then uses to buy 10 more shares. You see, his investment is actually starting to grow itself. And hey, he even had a little cash left over for snacks.
So let's just pause for a second. Remember where he started. The actual money that came out of his pocket was 20,000 rupees. Just keep that number in your head.
Now look at this. After just 2 years of doing nothing but reinvesting his profits and letting the investment grow, his initial 20,000 rupees is now worth almost 26,500 rupees. He hasn't added a single extra rupee from his own savings. That's a jump of over 30% just from letting his money do the work for him.
But come on, 2 years is just getting warmed up. The real power, the true magic of compounding is what happens over much, much longer periods. So the big question is, what happens when we really let this financial snowball roll down that hill? And here's where things get really wild. Look at the left. If he only reinvests his dividends, that initial 20,000 rupees grows to a very respectable 1,15,000 rupees in 10 years. But look at what happens on the right. When he combines that reinvestment with adding 50,000 rupees from his savings each year, the total just skyrockets to nearly 33 lakh rupees. This is the difference between just letting your snowball roll and actively packing on more snow as it goes. You think that's crazy? Let's just double the timeline. After 20 years of sticking with this simple plan, reinvesting, adding savings, that initial investment, it could be worth over 1.5 crore. That's not just growth anymore. That is a complete financial transformation, and it's driven by just 2 things: time and consistency.
Now you might be thinking, this story about Hassan sounds, a little too good to be true. But this isn't just some made-up example. This exact principle is the bedrock of how the world's most famous investor, Warren Buffett, built his entire fortune.
And Buffett has the perfect analogy for it. He says life is like a snowball. The wet snow that you need to get started, that's your initial investment and all the profits you keep reinvesting. And the really long hill? Well, that's just time. The longer the hill, the bigger that snowball is going to get.
And Buffett, well, he gave himself the longest hill imaginable. He started investing when he was just 11 years old. For over 70 years, he has just relentlessly, patiently let his profits compound on themselves. The result? He became one of the wealthiest people on the planet. Not because of some complicated secret, but because he mastered this one simple idea.
So what's the bottom line here? What are the big takeaways? Honestly, they're pretty simple, but they are so powerful. First, just start with what you have. It doesn't matter how small. Second, always reinvest your profits to let them start working for you. Third, if you can, add more from your savings to really speed things up. And maybe the most important one of all, be patient. Just let time do all the heavy lifting for you.
So the principle is really clear, right? The wet snow is whatever you can start with today. The long hill is the time that you have ahead of you. So the only real question left is the one right here on the screen. What will your snowball look like?